Mm-hmm.
Do you think Kenny Pickett is the starter week 1 over Mitchell Trubisky?
If there's any quarterback who could be the starter week 1 over Mitch, it's going to be Kenny Pickett. I think.
Oh yeah.
Even when compared to a guy like Mason Rudolph, who has years of NFL experience underneath his belt, I think Pickett's already quarterback 2 in Pittsburgh, and I don't think it's going to be close. Whenever they hit training camp and all of those guys start throwing. I think Trubisky is still probably the guy week 1, but that's like a very conservative outlook. If Pickett looks everything like he's supposed to be as the 20th overall pick, I mean, as the Steelers, you got to throw the best team out there in order to win football games. And if you feel like Kenny Pickett gives you the best opportunity to win, which, I mean, it would not surprise me because you're talking to a guy who's not very high in Mitch Trubisky, then yeah, you got to throw him out. But like, if I'm putting money on it today, I still think the organization is going to play it conservative, and at least week 1, probably roll Trubisky out there.
See, I like that you said conservative because I agree with that. I think Kenny's going to win the job. I think Kenny's going to be the week 1 starter, but okay. I think the safe bet right now is Mitchell Trubisky. And I agree with that because he's got the experience. Kenny doesn't have like a huge upside, you know what I mean? So he's going to come in and give you exactly what you want. And I think that at first that might not be as impressive as people believe. And Mitchell Trubisky's going to be like, okay, well, I'm just as good as this guy. Like, I think Kenny has a higher ceiling than Mitchell Trubisky, but I think rookie year, him and Trubisky are somewhat even ground. Mm-hmm. And I think if you have a veteran who could do what the rookie's doing, it looks like the veteran's going to win that job. But, I think if it's not week 1, week 4, Kenny Pickett's the starting quarterback of the Steelers, depending on what the record is. But once you lose 2 games or 3 games, you can't look at a season and say it's over. They benched Mason Rudolph for Duck Hodges. They will bench Mitchell Trubisky for Kenny Pickett any day of the week.
I think it's all going to depend on the situation because you just brought up them losing a couple of games and them not being able to keep Trubisky in there. But like I feel like if you start out 4-0 and like you go like 4-2, by losing the next 2 games, I don't feel like you hit the panic button or anything like that. Like I still feel like you keep Trubisky in there, but. I mean, it's so tough because, like, you know for sure now next year you're not going to be in position to go get, like, one of those top quarterbacks in the 2023 class where – interesting article that you actually put out today, how ESPN has mocked another quarterback round 1.
No, it wasn't ESPN. It was NFL Draft Bible, actually.
Oh, my bad.
Rick Sertelli, my bad. He's a coworker, and I'm not even getting his name right. Richard Anthony, I believe is Anthony Richardson out of Florida. The dude's played 40 snaps or something, and everybody's like, he's going to be a top 10 pick. Steelers are picking 9th. I'm like, I don't think so. I really don't. Like, I think even at the Steelers' worst, they're a break-even football team right now. Mitchell Trubisky, Kenny Pickett as the starter. I think right now the Steelers' floor is a break-even football team. So you're not picking 9th. Like, it's not happening. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, by no means, are going to go double dip in a quarterback. They're like, that's not what they do. They never – Devin Bush, they knew coming into the weekend that Devin Bush wasn't going to get his 5th-year option picked up. They didn't draft an inside linebacker because they already have one for this season.
Like the 7th round.
Yeah, in the 7th. Yeah, a guy who played running back until 7 months ago.
Until he's transferred to Ole Miss, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't they barely picked an inside linebacker. They picked another Marcus Allen. Who, I mean, look at he's got upside, and the dude was like, "You want to know what I love about football? I love to hit people." And I was like, "That sounds exactly like Marcus Allen." But I just don't think that double dipping is a thing that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do, no matter what's going on. And also, like, before we move on to the other positions, I will say that Chris Oladunke or whatever his last name is, excuse me, is
Oladokin was how I heard it pronounced.
Yeah, we'll go with it. I asked him after the draft, and I still couldn't remember it. Is like already a lock to be QB3, right? Like, there's no – if you're going to keep a guy inactive for the whole season, it's going to be the 7th round pick and not the guy you're paying $3 million to.